Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, here's the next one. As promised, we did a bit of a poll on what you would like to see, and the $80 Feed a Family was the one that came out on tops, and the next one we might do a $100 one. So yeah, I'll just show you in case you're interested in New Zealand money. There's the 50, there's the 20, and there's the 10. Apparently our money looks quite like Canadian money, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to pop into town and I am going to shop around with this money. So I've got a couple of ideas of where I want to shop and get some specials. Hopefully they are in stock. For example, the Warehouse apparently sell eggs for $5 for a dozen, and I think their butter is about $4.50. So I'll check it out though, because the supermarkets are getting good butter prices at the moment as well. And I think we'll pop into Binnin as well and look at grabbing some yeast. I am not going in with a shopping list. I didn't with the last shop either. I'm just going to simply shop what's really good price and sort of go from there. So yeah, when I get back I will show you the grocery haul, and then over the course of the next couple of days I'll film and see how many meals I can make for a family of say 4 or 5, because I know the last one most meals made servings between 4, 6, 7 servings. So we'll see if I can shop on an extreme budget again, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll see you when I get back. Alright, I'm back and I've got all the groceries laid out. I tell you what, I filmed the 55 meals for $50 at the start of February, and you can definitely tell things have gone up. I really didn't feel that, yes, I ended up getting more, and yes, I had $30 extra, but I actually thought, gosh, it's not going as far. So I ended up spending $79.55. We're just going to start off at the meat here. So we've got some chicken drumsticks again, $6.86, and I got some frozen hoki, and that's $5.80. And then we got another one of the little mints again, $6.42, and we also grabbed another one of the sausage meats again. So that's all the meat that we ended up getting. And I grabbed a piece of cut pumpkin, a bag of carrots, a bag of lettuce. It's still got the roots attached, so therefore I can pop it into water and that will keep all week long. We've got a bread, a milk, some potatoes. There's about 1.5 kilos there. I grabbed some flour, 2 loaves of extremely fresh bread, and this one's squished even though I was trying to be careful. Half a cabbage, 3 onions. We've got 6 red kiwi. We've got a bag of apples here, and then with the last couple of dollars I went back and I grabbed a few more apples. We've got 3 tins of chopped tomatoes and juice, a couple of the baked beans for $1 each can. I have heard that, you know, that some people don't really like the taste of them, but we can zhuzh them up and we'll see what we can do with them. I got a coconut cream because that was only $1.40, and I thought, well, if I want to make something a bit more creamy, then we could use that without the price of having to buy cream. And we've got pineapple pieces and syrup, 2 4-bean mix and brine. We grabbed a butter from the Warehouse for $4 something. Grabbed some thick Asian noodles, egg noodles, a dozen eggs for $5. I grabbed some yeast from Binnin. Now this is yeast flakes. Now this is how yeast used to come many moons ago. So I think it was around about 100 grams, but yeah, we'll see. I'll have to do a bit of research and see how to use this stuff, you know, see if I've got to do anything different. While I was there, I also grabbed some popcorn kernels, and I grabbed a spaghetti pasta, and I grabbed a white rice like last time and rolled oats like last time. So in some ways I feel like I didn't get as much as last time, and in other ways I kind of sort of actually see where I did get quite a lot for last time. So I have got some ideas running around in my head, and yeah, I'll definitely be cooking over the next couple of days, and we'll see what I can come up with. And I'm going to get into making some of these meals. So tonight I think I'll make this spaghetti meal, and we will have that for dinner. So I'm just going to, like last time, chop up onions. I will just dice them up, and then we will cook up half of this mince packet. Of course, I want to make it very clear that this is like an extreme budget video, you know, like if you've only got a small amount of money and you need to make some meals, then this is supposed to give you an idea of what you can make. Please know that, you know, like obviously we're using less amounts of proteins or meat, and it's not, you know, supposed to sustain you every week, to say that, you know, you could live off this every week. I mean, you might be able to, especially if it was for one person, but yeah, just you know, just a few people sort of said to me, oh well, you know, that's not enough meat and rah rah rah. So the idea is to just give you some different ideas of meals that you can make up, and of course, you know, if you've got more of a budget, then by all means add more mince, use more chicken, you know, fish, all that sort of thing, to make it, you know, suit your family. So we're going to use half of the mince for this meal and bulk it out, and again the same as last time, use the other half for a completely different meal. Right, so all that, I've just done one of the onions, because I might want some onion slices on one of the other meals that I was thinking of. So I'm just going to dice that one onion and start frying this up, and we'll go from there. Also, as we did with the other video, I am allowing myself some pantry staples, so oil, vinegar, and herbs and spices. I will allow myself sugar this time, a little bit of onion, a little bit of half. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it will stretch out. I'm also going to just grab the chicken drumsticks and chuck them in the oven as well, and get them all cooked so that it's all cooled for tomorrow. Okay, going to grab 1 tin of the chopped tomatoes. Finally got myself a new tin opener. Just a little bit of extra water. Now, if you had enough money in your budget, get some tomato paste, because that'll be really nice in here. A little bit of sweet, so a little bit of brown sugar. Not much, just, that was probably about a tablespoon and a half. And some salt. And a little bit of balsamic vinegar for some extra flavour. Some dried basil, so we'll pop that in there. And some garlic powder. Oregano, put that in as well. Big bag of carrots, so I'm going to grate some carrot and put it in here as well. Might as well bulk it out, and it's such a huge bag for only $2. So zucchinis were $4 a kilo, so my budget didn't stretch this time around. But yeah, I'm going to put a good couple of carrots in here. I'm going to put half a can of more of tomatoes in here. I've put the spaghetti in and I'm just giving it a stir. Now, because it's going to cook in the oven as well, we want to not cook it fully. It will cook a little bit more in the oven. And then this sauce is just about ready. And you'll see, even though I use such a small amount of mince or, you know, ground beef, by the time I've put the carrots in here and the tomatoes, it's actually quite a lot. So that's ready. See? Ooh, almost lost half of it. So, you know, it's pretty good. I'm going to blitz these up. Doesn't matter that they're fresh. I'm not going to toast them or anything. I'm just going to blitz them up. You can do it in your food processor. And I'm going to get about 25 grams of butter and just fry these off so that they are crispy. So, and I'm going to top the spaghetti pasta dish with that, because instead of having the creaminess of the chicken, the cheese, or gooey on the top, we're going to have, you know, the texture of something crispy on top. So there's it all blitzed up. We've got some butter, about 20 grams, about a tablespoon of oil just to help not burn the butter. Just coat that breadcrumb and just toast it. Just keep an eye on it. Okay, so there's the pasta, it's been drained. Now I'm going to pop the meat sauce in there. Right, and we're going to stir that in. Go, and we'll pop that in the oven, just finish off cooking those breadcrumbs. So it's only going to need, say, 10 minutes. Right, so it's just come out. Oh, yum. That's quite nice. Okay, on to the next recipe. I've definitely decided to do this over the space of a few days because my knee just won't handle being in the kitchen like last time. Not that it handled it last time. I was an absolute wreck for a couple of days afterwards. So today we are going to be making the fish pie. I decided to use 3 eggs. So some beautiful brown eggs. So the trick with a good hard-boiled egg is pop them in your pot, cold water to cover. I always put some salt in the water. Don't ask me why. Saw my nana do it when I was growing up or whatever. So I do it. So you're going to put the cold water in the pot, cover the eggs, bring it up to boil. As soon as it boils, switch it off, put a lid on the pot, put the pot aside and put the timer on for 13 minutes and you will always get perfect hard-boiled eggs with no black ring around the side. I think it was about 1.5 kilos of potatoes. So most of them will go towards the fish pie, but I want to save some, not many. I want to save some of the sort of bigger ones to make some wedges later on for another meal. Doesn't leave a lot. Might have to rethink the wedges. I know what I can do. Right. I'm going to save 5 potatoes for the wedges, and I've got some pumpkin, so I'm going to use some of that pumpkin and make a pumpkin and potato mash for the top. Aha, now I'm thinking. So I've got this good sized pumpkin there, and that's how many potatoes I've got. So I will probably use about a chunk that rib there, and it'll be a potato and pumpkin mash. So I've made them around about the same size as the potatoes. It's coming up to the sim of those eggs. Okay, that's started boiling, taking it off, and I've put the lid on. Now we need to make up a white sauce for the fish pie. So I'm just going to quickly make that up. So very quickly, I have made a couple of boo-boos. One is that's nutritional yeast. It's not bread rising yeast. It was not labelled that, and it was just labelled yeast, so I assumed it was yeast. Never to mind. So we will factor that into the new price, and I brought this bag of spinach for $5 yesterday. I'm going to halve it because I've got no greens at all, so I will factor that into the new budget as well. So we're going to put some spinach, chop some spinach, and put it into this as well, into the white sauce. Right, so it's another day. I'm going to tackle probably 3 dinners, hopefully. So we're going to do the curried mince and cabbage with rice, the chicken stir-fry noodles, and I thought I might do the chicken curry with rice and sweet potato. And then I think we'd only have the soup. We're going to make a sausage sweet and sour and bean burgers with wedges. So still a bit to go. But we will crack on and do some more, and tomorrow we might make some of the breakfast meals. Right, so let's get on with some of this. First thing I'm going to do is pull apart the chicken and get the chicken bones into my pressure cooker and do a stock like last time, and then I'll put the stock in the fridge because I don't want to make the soup because it's going to be a sort of a catch-all for all the bits of ingredients left over. And I'm going to put the, actually I might just, yeah, the soup will be a sort of a catch-all of what we've got left, and I might make this a separate meal because then I have got another lunch, alright, because we need to have a few more lunch options. Alright, so going to do the chicken first. I'm going to do the stock tomorrow when I've got more veggie scraps. So this chicken, half will go towards the curry and the other half will be in the chicken stir fry noodles. Now I'm going to do the beef. So we'll just wait for this to heat up and use the masher to break it up and get it super crispy. I want it lots and lots of crispy flavour, and then we're going to put some herbs and spices and whatnot in there, and then make this dish go a bit further. Okay, so see how it's starting to caramelise up a little bit. It's perfect. We want it to do that. Just give it a bit of umami flavour, and then we're going to grab, we'll go with a teaspoon of curry powder to start with. I want just a tiny little bit of oil just to help with that spice, you know, the curry blend spice. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some onion. Now some salt, and that will help sweat the onion. Onion should start releasing its juices as well. I'm on a high heat as well. I'm going to pop some grated carrot in here as well. Now I'm just going to take that off the heat for a little bit while I prep the rest of the veggies. Okay, so that's about 4 carrots. Now I'm going to put in half of the cabbage. Okay, and now we just want everything to sort of sweat down. Now, I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of water. And we really want to get everything off the bottom. Okay, I'm also going to add into this some garlic powder. So just keep sweating that down, and then we will test it for, you know, whether there's enough curry in there, whether it needs more salt. This smells so good, and I'm just making this recipe up. I've never made this mix before. Hopefully the family like it. It's going to be curry taste but without the heat. So you could certainly add chilies if you like chilies. Now you can see that, you know, that tiny little bit of mince that we used distributed all the way through this, and it makes you feel like you're having more mince than you actually are. That is delicious. So served over rice, that is easy going to feed 5. And this is what's left of the cabbage. Carrot in there as well. So I'm just going to start salt. And we'll just start cooking this down before we add the chicken and the seasonings. And the sauce that we'll use in this is just basically soy sauce, some ginger. I'll see if I've got any Chinese 5-spice, some garlic, yeah, we'll go along those lines. Again, just making this recipe up on the fly. Use what you've got. Right, I'll bring you down when it's softened. And there's a serving of the curried cabbage and mince. So that's quite a good size, and there's still heaps of this mix left, heaps of rice left. So it smells so delicious. This might be lunch today for me. Okay, so we can add some chicken now. We'll add half of the chicken in here. And I did have some Chinese 5-spice. So we're going to put about half a teaspoon. And some garlic powder. Ginger powder. And some soy sauce. I don't want to put too much salt in this at the start because the soy sauce, of course, is salty. Or coconut aminos if you don't want to use soy sauce. Okay, so you're just going to heat that chicken through. And that's it for this portion of it. Fry these noodles apart. We're going to cook the noodles in a sauce separately. So I'm going to pop this into a dish. These noodles look about good. So I didn't bother to wash because it doesn't need it. A little bit of oil. A little bit of ginger. Some 5-spice. Tad more soy sauce. Now you just want to balance that with a little bit of honey. I'm just going to grab some honey. If you had some hoisin sauce or anything like that, or sweet chili sauce, add that into it as well. So I've actually got some left over from a stir fry that I did a week ago. So I'm just going to pop this in because I want to use it up rather than waste it. So there's the noodle chicken dish. Right, so on to the last meal that I'm making for today. And we need a splodge of oil, some onion, salt, sweat those onions out. Right, I'll put a teaspoon of garam masala, some chili, fry those spices off. That helps release all the essential oils in the spice. You don't want to burn it. So I'm taking that off, and I've got my coconut cream. I'm just going to pop that in there. And we're grabbing half a can of water as well. I'm going to pop the sweet potato in there. Rest of the chicken, which is quite a lot. And we're just gonna cook the sweet potato and heat the chicken up, and then we'll put some definitely put some spinach in this one, and once everything's sort of cooked, I'm going to taste the sauce and see if we need to add anything else to it, and we will also need to thicken this. I just tasted that and it's beautiful. I've decided I'm going to put a tiny little wee bit of turmeric in, and I added a little bit more salt. So just keep simmering that away until the sweet potatoes done, and then I'm just going to chuck in some spinach. To thicken this, I've got about 3 tablespoons of water, and I'm going to put some couple of tablespoons of corn flour and mix it into the water and make it into a slurry, and then I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. Don't add the whole lot because you might not need the whole lot. You want the sweet potato to slightly be al dente. You don't want it to turn to mush. So I'm just going to put in some chopped spinach. Oh, this smells divine. And it's my corn flour slurry. Now you can make this as saucy as you like, just add more water and more, you know, garam masala. That's it. Wow. If you make it too thick, just thin it down a little. Bit of everything. It's hot. Oh. Delicious. So delicious. So simple. Oh, I wish you could see how beautiful that is. The smell. That's going to be my dinner tonight. So with rice, that, easy, feed a family. Yum. You don't even miss that there's only a small amount of chicken, and it's not gonna, you know, it doesn't have to be full of chicken and protein and stuff, but you've got so many other good things in it. The spinach and the sweet potato and the coconut cream. You can use coconut milk as well. Oh, that is so delicious. I'm really happy with all 3 of these dishes. Right, that's it. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I want to open all these doors and windows, let the flies in, and yeah, we'll see what we can get up to tomorrow. Alrighty, another day, more meals, and right now we're going to make the sweet and sour sausage balls. Last time I only used half of this for what did I make? Oh, it was casserole, a tomato and onion casserole, but we're going to use the whole lot, so it's going to be bulked out quite a lot. If you don't have sausage meat, this is about, I think it's about 500 grams. 500 grams, which is a pound, I think, roughly a pound. Anyway, for this recipe, I am going to grab half an onion, half of one of the, what's the last onion, and I'm just going to quarter that and pop that into the pressure cooker. Of course, you don't have to cook this in the pressure cooker. I'm just doing it so it can be a little bit hands off for me while I make something else. You could just use the slow cook function or the saute. I'm going to use the slow cook, and we'll show you it at the end. So I've added some carrots as well. I've got the tin of pineapple, and I just wanted to show you because I haven't brought pineapple for such a long time. Look how white that pineapple is. It's not beautiful and yellow. Just when they're in season, do your own. Please try and do your own. So so that I added the liquid in as well. It's in the syrup, and then I'm adding enough to sort of like cover the onions, the pineapple, and the sausage balls. I'm adding a little thing of tomato paste. You can use tomato sauce. And now I'm just going to wet my hands. And in case you didn't see it last time, the 55 meals for $50, I'm just making little balls of sausages, and it's a great way of making sausages go further. Right, so I've done all those sausages. I'm just going to pop a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce in there, some white vinegar. If you want the recipe for my sweet and sour sauce, I'll link it in the description and at the end, because I've already done the recipe with my 2 chickens video. You want some sugar to counteract that vinegar, hence sweet and sour. Right, now I am going to pressure cook this just for ease, and so we want to manual, and I'll probably manual for 18 minutes. Alright, now we're going to have some rice with that, because we've still got leftover rice. Alright, so I'm going to, apparently these beans, some people love them and some people say they're a little bit but $1 a can, I got them. And I'm going to grab the other can of chopped tomato and juice, and we're going to chuck that all into a pot. So we'll get this started. I've actually got a recipe already, a video of this recipe, so I will also link that as well. So I'm just going to chuck in a little bit of everything, but these are the most of the ingredients, but yeah. And it's one of those recipes that you can, you know, add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it comes out quite nicely, especially with veggies. Make your baked beans go further. It makes a great lunch, hot lunch, and of course you can make bread or use bread to help stretch it even more. But yeah, use whatever, you know, leftover veg you have in your fridge. Didn't get a lot of veg, not as much veg as last time, so I will probably add yeah, I'll probably add a couple of carrots into this and a little bit more spinach. I've got a little bit of spinach left, so we're just going to dump all the ingredients in. I'll put a splodge of not maple syrup, a splodge of balsamic vinegar and a little bit of brown sugar in as well, and some, what else will we put? Maybe a little bit of garlic paste. I've got some mixed herbs, I'll chuck that in there as well, just to give it a little bit of extra flavour. And cook this down, and that makes another little lunch or dinner. So what have we got left? We've got the 4 bean, which I'm going to make into burger patties, and then we're going to have burgers with the lettuce that we've got. We've got the popcorn So we just need to pop that, and that will be add a bit of butter because we've got a bit of butter left, and of course my whoopsie with the flakes. But that's $1 worth of, just over $1 worth of nutritional yeast, and I will work out the difference and sub it. So I'm going to make some bread products because we need to make burger buns, and then I'll use the equivalent, so there's no difference in money. I hope that makes sense. And we've got the flour, so we're going to make the bread products, but I'm going to do that in you know, tomorrow, when I make the patties. Make sure that's on venting. When we make the patties up, the 4 bean patties for the vegetarian burgers, I'll make up some buns with that. And what else? We will make up, I've got a loaf of toast and those little offcuts of bread, which I was going to make bread cases with that, but I'm really running low on vegetables. I certainly didn't get as many vegetables this time around as last time. It's really weird because even though I had an extra $30, I honestly felt like I didn't get as much for my money as the $50 challenge. Weird. I guess it just shows how much things have gone up in even the space of 2 months. What else? Yeah, so we've got a bit of milk left. So yeah, baked oatmeal, and we'll use some of the apples. The kiwi fruit, of course, you could just use that with, you know, serve some with your popcorn, use it as snacks. There's a few apples as well, so we will use them in the baking, but I'm going to film all the baking stuff tomorrow. Half of the popcorn kernels, and got 2 big bowls, so 2 times that amount for lunches, you know, to go with any snacks or to go with a lunch or whatever. And such a cheap and useful snack, and so much cheaper to make your own as well. This is looking all beautiful. It's just needs to be thickened now, so I'm just going to make a slurry like I did with what meal was it? Oh, like the curry. So a little bit of corn flour and water, and just heat that through to thicken it up. So we'll just do that. I just tasted it as well to make sure that there was enough sweetness to balance out the vinegar. I'm just mixing the slurry right now. And I've just turned this back onto saute, and that should thicken up shortly. So there's the beans, delicious with their added flavours. And there's the sweet and sour, but I'm just waiting for it to thicken up. Right, so what we need to do is make the bean burger patties, and we will make some burger buns, and we need to start making some of these breakfasts as well. So we'll do a baked oatmeal, and with the rest of the what do you call it, rolled oats, quick oats, they will be just used as porridge. So there'll be quite a few breakfasts with just the porridge and the oats alone, but I will be sure to leave a recipe in the description as well. And what else could we make? Because we've got a bit of we need to make the wedges to go with the burgers, but we've got a whole 1.5 kilo of flour to use, and I've still got 7, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 eggs left. So I purposely left most of the eggs for, you know, so that we could make some things with the flour. So we'll use one of them in the baked oatmeal as well. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make one recipe worth of my bread. I will link that video at the end, sorry, in the description, and that will give you the recipe in the description. In that video's sorry, in that video description you will find all the bread recipes. All right, trying to make sense. Still early in the morning. So yes, so I'm going to make up one lot of dough so that we could do 5 hamburger buns, and the rest we'll just make into normal buns that can be eaten with any of the meals. I'm taking my beans and I am just going to drain them. So I'm going to blend this in my Thermomix, but of course you could use your food processor. And if you didn't have one at all, I mean, you might be able to use a fork or a masher. Just a couple of spinach leaves. And I'm going to add a slice of that bread to help combine. So I'm just going to give that a quick whiz. So I've just added an egg, the beans, and some garlic powder. I'm also going to add some salt, a good amount of salt for some flavour. Give that a whiz up. It's good. So that's how you want it. It actually might need a couple of tablespoons of flour. Of course you could add lots of other veggies in this if you like. Mushrooms would be good. Right, I'm going to pop that into the fridge and just let it set a little bit, and then we'll form it into patties. Right, with the stock that I made from the veggie scraps and the the legs, the chicken legs, that's my brain. Yeah, I'm just grabbing any of the leftover veg that I have, which was some carrots, a little bit of onion, and some pumpkin. The bread is ready for me to actually shape into the buns, so I'm going to do that now. And yeah, I'm just going to make a soup with this, and that'll go with the buns, and it will do a lunch for one of the days. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting to the end. We just need to make a baked oatmeal. But I'll turn the oven on, get that ready, and yeah, I better grab an apron on because I'm actually getting myself quite dirty. Cinnamon sugar topping. Yeah, bake that in a 180 fan forced oven for around 15 to 20 minutes. I still have that much flour, that much oats, milk and butter. But I tell you what, I'm getting real tired now, and it's going to be such a long video. I'm going to bake off the burger buns, and then we'll make the burger buns, and I've got these potatoes left. I'm going to wash them up, and then I'm going to make them into wedge slices, and then I'm going to parboil them for a couple of minutes just till they start to go soft, and then I'm going to chuck them in the air fryer to go with the burgers tonight. As far as the rest of this is concerned, I think I could make some scones, some cheese and not cheese, just some plain scones, or even just onion scones. Gosh, I've got quite a lot of butter left, so I mean, there is definitely more things that I could be making. I could make pancakes, I could make more bread. There's just so much. I mean, will you forgive me though, I'm kind of tired. And I think this video is going to be quite long, and I don't want it to be too long. But we will finish the buns. But just know that there's a multitude of other things that you can make with what is left. Porridge, so you could make porridge, and there's apples, so and kiwi. So if you don't eat the apples and the kiwi alone, you can cook them up, and you could make some dessert. You could make an apple kiwi, what's the word I'm looking for, along with this, oh, what is it, crumble, that's it, crumble. So that would be perfect actually. So I would make up a crumble with flour, oats, butter, milk, and cook down some apple and kiwi. So there's another 5 servings right there. Now I'm thinking I should make the crumble. I'll make the crumble. Yeah, I'll make a quick crumble. 2, 4, 6, 7. I've still got 7 eggs left, so like I said, you could make some pancakes, which will take a couple of the eggs, and you could also boil the eggs up and use them on sandwiches. So a little bit of mayo, and then mash them up, and then they're great for the sandwiches. Whew. Now I'm going to quickly cut up the kiwi and some apple pieces, pop it in the bottom here, and then we'll make up a little crumble mix. Right, I've cut up all the fruit. Now I'm going to put 2 cups of flour. There's about 2 cups of flour left, so definitely enough to make some pancakes. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 2 cups of rolled oats. And there's still plenty enough for some porridge. I'm going to grab 1/4 cup of sugar. Going to put some cinnamon in here, and I'm also going to pour some over the apples and kiwi. Some butter, about 50 grams of butter, which I'm just going to cube. Pop that in there. I'm going to start with 1/4 cup of milk, and we'll see if it needs more. Now we're just going to mix it. Needs a couple more tablespoons of milk. and you just want that butter to be sort of mixed through. So just sort of like it forms dough, little dough balls. I'm just gonna pop little dobs of the mixture all over. And then once the oven's ready, I'll pop that in there and just cook it until the dough's thoroughly cooked. Right, so that much oats, that much flour, that much butter, which if you were eating toast with that loaf of bread, that would be used up with that, and this much milk. So obviously if you could make pancakes or you could make porridge and you'd use the milk, and 6 eggs left. So that would be 2 servings of scrambled eggs, and then another 5 servings of porridge and pancakes easy with what's left. The soup is cooked, and here's the baked oatmeal. It's beautiful and set. So there's a good breakfast for everybody. Hamburger buns are ready. And I'll put the it's gone right out of my head again, the fruit crumble. What have we got left to do? Not much. Home stretch. So we just need to shape the patties, so I might do that now. Just keep them in the fridge until I'm ready to fry them off. So you just sort of wet or oil your hands and just form it into patties. 5 patties. Now I'm just going to pop the cling wrap over that. Now you could egg wash it and pop it in some breadcrumbs. That would be quite nice, but I'm just going to leave them just plain like that, and then once they've cooled right down, we'll cook them. Right, I've tallied everything up. We've made 65 meals or servings. We've got 2 lots of eggs, scrambled eggs. We've got the pasta spaghetti bake, that served 5. Curried mince and cabbage with rice was 5. Chicken stir fry noodles was 5. Bean burgers with wedges was 4 to 5, but I counted it as 5 because you can definitely make those a bit smaller and not as thick. The sausage sweet and sour was 5. Chicken curry with rice and sweet potato is 5. The fish pie was 5. The bean soup is 5. The veggie scrap soup with the pumpkin and what was left is 5, along with rolls as well. We've got 5 serves of pancakes, 5 serves of dessert, the crumble, and 4 of the baked oatmeal, 4 of the porridge, and of course we made the burger buns as well. So all in all, I think a fantastic effort. And of course I'm not including the loaf of bread, where you could just add that as a side to any of the dishes. So if you wanted to, you could make sandwiches and stretch it even further. So all in all, yeah, 65, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just frying off one of the bean patties, so I can show you what it looks like. And I'm going to get one of the buns ready. and then I'm going to just top it off with a little bit of, look how soft it is, a little bit of the lettuce that I've got, bag lettuce. So a little bit of lettuce, some tomato relish, and a little bit of tomato caramelized onion I'm going to put on there, and a little bit of mayo. Of course, obviously, if you don't have the mayo, you don't need to use it. Pop the lettuce and a little bit of the tomato relish for some tomato flavour. And we'll just top it with some caramelised onion. I'm just waiting for that burger to finish heating through. I'll show you the crumble. The soup is on the back, and that just needs blitzing. So you're just wanting to heat this patty all the way through, because it's got the egg in it, and just to heat it all through. My patty is a little on the soft side, so I probably needed to add more breadcrumbs and a little bit more flour just to bind it together, but also to try and should really make sure that those beans are as dry as possible. See what I mean about the buns being a bit too big? Not the buns, the patties. So you definitely could have made 5 patties. There's the burger. Delicious. Definitely not eating that on camera. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of the extreme budget meals. So you know, if you're really struggling for the week and you only had $80 and that's it, then this hopefully will give you some ideas of some of the things that you could make, as well as, you know, the other video that I did. So you know, there's some good ideas, and thank you for joining me if you're still at the end of this, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you on the next one. Alright, I'm going to go and have my burger for lunch while I eat it. So thanks for joining me. Bye.